Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have actually filmed another video before I filmed this, so this didn't feel as weird to say, but it still feels so good and I'm so glad to be back. I'm back. I have fake tan all over my arms, so I do apologise. What time actually is it? It's quite late at night. I think it's about, well, I say quite late. It's not like late. Let me have a look on my watch. It's 8:30 on a Saturday night, so it's like late for me to be shouting whilst filming, because that's what I tend to do, tend to shout a lot. But yeah, I thought I would come on and film this video so that I can give you an update on what's been happening in my life since I last uploaded a video, where I am now in life, and then my 2024 bucket list. I like to do a little bit of a bucket list just so that I can sort of like be able to plan on how I can improve my life that little bit more, and just sort of like keep myself on track sort of thing. Because if I don't make a list, it just won't happen and I'll still be the same person, which, yeah, yeah. Anyway, so where to start? So I'm going to go down my bucket list, and as I'm saying stuff, I will then explain, you know, what's going on in life. My first thing that I've put on my 2024 bucket list is to pay off any Klarna, PayPal or short-term debts. I can kind of tick that off for now, because as of, I think it was last week when I got paid, I paid it all off. I paid off all of my short-term debts, so I don't owe anything to Klarna, I don't owe anything to PayPal or PayPal Credit or PayPal Pay in 3 or ClearPay, any of that sort of stuff, unregulated credit as they like to call it. I owe nothing. The reason I've put it on here on my list is because I know for a fact that there'll be some point next year where I'll either be buying something for myself or for someone else, and I'll think, oh, I'll put it on the Klarna, or oh, I'll put it on PayPal Credit. And I just want to be able to not get myself in a hole with it like I have previously, and be able to keep on track of it, pay it off, that sort of thing. Because this year I actually, or was it last year? No, it was this year. I bought quite a few bits for myself and for other people for either birthdays, Christmases, or for myself as like a, why not? They've got it, I want it. If they can have it, I can have it as well. Little do I think they're probably influencers, they probably get gifted a lot of that stuff. I do not, but you know, and it got to a point where, I mean, it's quite embarrassing actually, but I'm going to put it out there because I like to be real on this channel. I owed Klarna over 600 quid and I was like, oh, this is bad. And my brain just seemed to forget that, yes, I was paying for something in installments of 3, but then as soon as that first payment went out, that was my brain thinking, I've paid for this now, without thinking I've got a whole nother 2 payments left to do. And then I'd buy something else the next month, and then the next month, and I'd be like, oh, hold on, I've got like, I think at one point I had like 6 things on my Klarna, and I was like, oh, this is not good. So I've paid all that off. I managed to crack down on myself. No one, I mean, there was a few things that I bought for Christmas for people, but I started my Christmas shopping in September. So luckily September, October, November, I paid it off, so it was fine. So that is one of my big goals this year, to, well, next year, to not have a massive like retail therapy session and put it all on Klarna. If I want it, I want to be able to afford it, to just pay it outright sort of thing, which I have started doing. There's been a few recent buys of myself and I'm like, oh, oh, I'm going to pay for that outright because I'm not going to have to pay for it next month and the month after. And it actually felt so much better doing it that way. So yeah, no more shopping sprees for me. Not ones that are like 200 quid anyway, which I was a little bugger for, let's just say that. My second one is to get my car loan down to 1.5k. So yes, I have a car now. The last time I was on this channel, I didn't have a car. Now I do. It's a little Nissan Micra. I love it. It's my little baby. It's not the most modern. It's not the most like fancy, snazzy car. I have made jokes before and said this won't get smashed into or robbed because they'd pay me to take it, No, I would have to pay them to take it, basically. I mean, it's not that bad. It's a little bit scratched up, and it's my own little car. I love it. So, yeah, in order to get it, I was in a bit of a financial situation. Basically, the flat where me and Dom lived is no longer. We don't live there anymore. We live in like parents' houses again, which I will explain that in a minute. And I needed a car. I was like, how am I going to get to work and back? I was getting 2 buses to work, 2 buses home, so I need a car. So I managed to actually get a loan from my bank. I think my car was 3.5k and I got a loan out of 4k just because obviously insurance, deposit, if I needed anything like tyres or anything for my car mats, car accessories, that sort of thing. And I also paid for my tax for like a full year up front. So I did that and I've currently got it down to 2.5k. So I've paid off £1.5 grand so far. But obviously, what with it being a bank loan, you also pay interest on it as well. So I've paid off way more than 1.5k. And I've got, I mean, it says 2.5 left. However, what with the insurance and stuff, what with the interest and stuff like that, it's probably a lot more than that. So I want to get another grand like wiped off of that this year if I can. Going on to my third New Year's resolution / bucket list for 2024. I want to move out with Dom into a house. So basically, long story short, I'm not going to go into it like in major detail because there's a lot of things that have happened. Oh my God, can you hear that rain? Wow, I think the storm just hit us. Yeah, basically, me and Dom had a little break from each other. We sort of split up a bit last year in, was it last year? Yeah, last year in February. So February 2022. We then got back together in September because, I mean, there's a lot of factors that went into us breaking up. It was something that I think we both realised was best for us at the time. However, it sort of worked out because from having time apart and stuff, it made us realise what we did want, which was to be with each other. So in September, we got back together and we've stayed at our parents' houses just to make sure that obviously each other is definitely what we wanted to do, like who we wanted to be with, and obviously to save up for a place of our own one day. We didn't want to rush back into living together. Obviously, if we'd split up sort of thing, it's not really probably the most wise thing to do. However, we have now been together for over a year. We didn't count our little break with our anniversary. So we have actually been together without the little break for over 5 years now. And we both are on the same page with what we want in life. So we did initially want to buy a house. However, at the minute, with house prices and everything absolutely crazy, we were like, forget it. We will have a little look, see what we can find out there to rent. And then as we're renting, we'll try and save up as much as we can. And then one day in the future, we will buy a house together. But for now, we're going to stick with renting. We definitely want to have a house this time. We did initially, before we got the flat, we wanted a house. However, we couldn't really find anything that we wanted at the time. And we did look at a bungalow, which I just didn't like the look of. And then obviously we found the flat and we fell in love with it. And we were like, this is the one. So this time we are looking at houses, definitely. We don't want another flat this time. And yeah, that is something that we both want to do in 2024. So happy days. So my next bucket list, I've sort of put this on here, sort of in a jokey way, sort of not. It may not happen. I've got no control whether this happens or not. This is all down to Dom. And you might guess it, I want him to put a little ring on that finger. So I would love to get engaged to him. We have spoken about it a lot. And oh my God, I'm really sorry if you can hear that rain. Literally the heavens have opened and it's absolutely pouring it down. It wasn't doing this when I started filming, so I do apologise. Yeah, we've both spoken about it. That is what we want to do as a next step in our relationship, besides obviously moving out together again. And he has literally said the only thing stopping him from doing it at the minute is the fact that we don't live together. And that is something that he would like to do before we get engaged. So yeah. The next thing on my bucket list was to come back on here on YouTube more regular. I absolutely love doing videos, but I didn't mean to have a break from YouTube, and especially not as long as what I did. The main reason was I was a bit confused. I sort of lost myself. I didn't know what was going on in my life, and I sort of just wanted to disappear off the face of the earth for a little while. Then obviously life gets busy, work gets busy. I've had a change in job, and it took a backseat in my life basically. But now I'm at the place where I'm like, I do want to do YouTube. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and yeah, so I thought, why not make it a resolution, bucket list, yeah, to come back on here. So I have got a few ideas for content. However, please let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, and I will have a look and see what I can do. So my next thing on my bucket list, which I suppose is more of a resolution than a bucket list thing, is to practice self-care more regular, because I can't remember the last time I did a face mask. Obviously now that I've had a change in hair colour, I want to look after my hair more. I don't know the last time I used a hair mask, that sort of thing. Obviously I have fake tan tonight, but I just want to do like little bits like that, and not even necessarily like physical things, but like stuff that would help my mental health, stuff that would help me like emotionally, just that sort of stuff really. Just doing things that make me happier and make me feel like I'm taking care of myself, even if it means a little treat to myself of some new clothes or something, as long as I don't go mad on Klarna, that's fine by me. But yeah, so that is one of my goals, to do more self-care, and make sure I feel good about myself and my body. So the next thing on my bucket list is to surprise somebody with a random act of kindness monthly. I've always wanted to do this, but I've never, like, it's one of them things like, oh, I really want to do that, and then you just sort of forget about it. But I've thought, if I write it down, put it on my list, I've not really got an excuse not to do it. when I say like a little random act of kindness, it could range from getting someone a present, or literally just giving someone a compliment or helping someone out, doing something for someone, that sort of thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be take someone on holiday with me, or, you know, something really extravagant that's going to put me in debt, or, you know, something that I'm going to struggle with myself. Even if it's like go and visit someone that I don't see a lot and spend an hour with them and have a coffee. Something as simple as that. Just as like, if it makes them feel better or happier or makes their day, job done. That sort of thing. So yeah, that is my aim, to do something for somebody like once a month at least, and somebody different as well. I don't want to keep doing it for the same people. Like, say for example, when I go to the shop, if I know that I'm seeing Dom that day or in like a few days, then as well as getting myself something, I'll get him like some chocolate or a bottle of apple juice because that's his favourite, and I'll bring it round and say, oh, here you go, got this for you from the shop. Something like that, but not just to him, if that makes sense. So my next thing on my bucket list is to start up a small business. I have an idea in mind. I'm just sort of at a bit of like a plateau as to what I want to do with it, what direction I want to take it in, how I'm going to work it, that sort of thing. When I say small business, I mean literally my own like thing, not like signing up to something like a multi-level marketing company. Obviously, as you may know on here, I don't know which ones I've posted, which ones I've not. I've done Unique, I've done Actilabs, and I've done FM. How can I forget that? That was less than a year ago. So I've done them 3, and I also had a little dabble at doing Juice Plus, but that was years and years and years ago, and it was at the point where I didn't understand it. I literally put one order in, which was my mum's, and then I was like, this is not working. I had no idea how it all worked, so yeah. But yeah, this is something that will be my own. It will be literally me running it and me only, unless it like grows massively, which in my dreams would happen, but you know. Yeah, so I would like to look at launching that, see what I can do with it, plan it more, and hopefully actually start it up into like a full-blown small like little business sort of thing. But we'll see what happens. It was something I put on my list as like something to motivate me, but also it's like I'm not expecting it to turn into like a massive branded like company like Boohoo or whatever else. Yeah, it was more a if it happens it happens sort of thing. So let's see what happens. So my next thing on my list is to gain more confidence, growing confidence, you know. I feel like we do this all the time subconsciously. However, I do really want to try and like sort of put myself into situations where maybe I'd be a little bit uncomfortable in, and like sort of, yeah, take myself out of my comfort zone, and to really try and promote some confidence gaining, not necessarily just on how I look, but like my confidence in my body, confidence in my personality, the confidence to do stuff maybe like on my own. I would like to gain more confidence with driving. I'm still really rubbish when it comes to like not driving to certain places that I've never driven before, which, saying it out loud like that sounds really stupid, but it is an actual thing that I really do struggle with. So I would like to gain confidence with driving. However, I did pass my test like 6 years ago. And I still won't drive into town and stuff like that. I don't think I'll ever go on a motorway unless I accidentally do it, which probably won't happen because I have it set to avoid motorways on my thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that, shall we? So my next thing on my list is to care less about what other people think. Over the past few years, I've had many different opinions. Sorry, that was this. I've had many different opinions on many different aspects of my life. And obviously, you know, I've sort of grown a thick skin as such. I still struggle with it. But I just want to be able to, if I hear an opinion about myself or about someone else, I just want to be able to say, I don't care, I'm happy. I mean, I have started saying that, so. But yeah, even with simple stuff like if I like the way my makeup's gone, or if I like this hairstyle, or I like wearing this outfit, and then someone says, oh, what's that you're wearing? Or why is your hair looking like that? I just want to be able to say, well, I like it and I'm wearing it, it's on my body, so I don't care. That sort of thing. So we'll see what happens with that. I think a lot of that does come under the whole gain confidence thing. So there's going to be, hopefully, a lot of confidence gained by the end of 2024. And then my last one that I've put on here is to put myself before others, which sounds really selfish. But the amount of times that I've not done something that I want to do because I'm too busy thinking, what will people think? Or people are going to be mad, or, you know, they're not going to like it, that sort of thing. Or I've missed out on something because I didn't want to upset somebody else. But then in like recent years, people have done the same thing, almost the same thing to me, and then they've not really bothered too much about how I might be feeling or how someone else may be feeling about it. So yeah, I just pretty much want to focus on my happiness, and just go from there, really. Just want to focus on myself, prioritise my happiness, focus on self-growth and on my relationship. So there you go. That is the end of my bucket list. So that is the end of my New Year's resolution video and where I've been, what I'm doing, that sort of thing. Bit of a life update for you. Really hope you enjoyed this video. I have already filmed a what I got for Christmas video. I've not yet edited it, but if you want that, then let me know, and I'm pretty sure that will be coming your way pretty soon. But for now, I hope you have a lovely last few days of the year. Hopefully I can get this edited and potentially uploaded tonight, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.